This is what happens when you have open borders, you let anyone and everyone come into the country.
Homeless or not, it's not a very safe city.
We're meant to be living in a first world country. It's like Skid Row, it's like America.
These apartments they're building and all that for the rich.
Yeah.
They should be building places more for us.
They need to get the right party in and they'll sort it out. Someone like Donald Trump.
It's selfish if you ask me. Activists in inverted commas who have actually been providing tents.
As horrendous as it is, this is sort of the best of a bad case scenario.
And then these people have encouraged them to come to Manchester to live in a tent in winter.
Don't record.
Do you want to do interview?
Don't record that.
Every time I do a video in England, it seems like things are getting worse. Kids are getting stabbed, pensioners can't afford heating, and the migrant crisis seems like it's never ending. Now, I'm in Manchester, which is meant to be the next big city after London, and there's a migrant camp right in the centre, so we're gonna go check it out. Let's go. Just walking down the local high street in Manchester, there are a lot of homeless people here, so there are some cracks and issues that are happening right in the city centre that you just literally cannot miss. I don't know how much support they're given, they're literally just out on the street on a cold winter's day, and man, that's the kind of situation we're seeing here in Manchester at the minute.
You're putting people in like hotels and that at the minute, but not everyone's getting the chance to get in there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's hard to get hostels as well. But these like all these apartments they're building and all that for the rich.
Yeah.
They should be building places more for us.
Definitely. And you mentioned the hotels. I mean, what's the process of getting one? A lot of talk is saying that they bring the people from the small boats and put those in the hotels.
Yeah.
Is that the case?
Yeah, that's the case, yeah. Yeah, a lot of. And that's it, it's just hard to be honest.
Do you get any tents? I mean, where do you guys live on? I guess you live on the street, but do you get any?
Give me those little tents what you can sleep in at the minute, you know, like little dome tents, like what keep you warm.
Yeah.
They've been giving them out when it was cold the other week, a few weeks back. It was really cold, you know what I mean? But they've not been giving everyone. Not everyone's got them.
Yeah, there's not enough supply, not enough to go around. Right.
No.
And apparently there's some tents in the town hall. I mean, why don't you go to stay with those people? So almost like a protest in a way, you know?
Well, yeah, should do really, but it's just kids getting. Just got to get money together, don't you know what I mean? Not like people got drink problems, drug problems, spice and all that on the streets. People taking. That's how you get by. Some people don't they?
How'd you end up on the streets here?
Well, my parents passed away, and my brother died, and the council took the house. Because it was a 3-bedroom house, they wouldn't let me keep it.
Right.
And I'd lived there all my life.
So you feel like almost the locals, the native people here are just, being kind of replaced and not looked after at the minute?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Not everyone's getting the right treatment at the minute. And there's a lot of homeless people.
Right now I'm in an area called Piccadilly Gardens, and as you can see, it's been completely fenced off. And chatting to some of the locals, it's been like this for months. Apparently they're meant to be doing some flooring work, but the local council have decided to keep it closed because you leave the fence open, you get so much antisocial behaviour and rubbish lying around if it was open. So the locals can't be trusted here. I mean, what sort of people are they bringing into Manchester city centre? I mean, what public space do you know is closed and fenced off like this? Unbelievable. So as you can see here, the tourists are out today. There's literally a tram stop just next to me. So the first thing you see as you get off the tram, you're going to see this tent encampment just here. There's a few lads just in front of me. I'm going to see if we can chat to them. Hey guys, hello.
Don't record.
Do you want to do interview?
Don't record that. Don't record. Don't record. Don't record. Turn off this camera. Don't record. Don't record me.
I'm not recording you.
Yeah, this is not public area. This is my face, okay?
Don't touch me then.
Yeah, this is not public area. This is my face.
We're in public, so they're allowed to film.
He did that, right?
Huh?
He did that shit.
Yeah, chill out, bro.
Don't record me. Don't record me.
Chill out, bro.
Don't record.
I'm not recording you, bro.
Don't record.
Right, then move away.
Don't record.
Move away then.
Come here, bitch.
Move away.
Don't record.
I'm not recording you.
Don't record,
I'm not
okay?
recording you.
Don't record. اسمع اتصل للبوليس هاي.
I'm not recording you, bro.
What are you telling?
Don't record.
The footage cut out here, but after this, his mate comes along and both were trying to attack me. At this point, I was making sure they didn't try to break my camera. Did you see that? I was just filming it
on YouTube.
Yeah, fucking hell.
That's ridiculous. Need to speak to them.
Alright guys, I've just been attacked by one of these fucking migrants. He was swinging for me. The whole public just saw it. Bloody hell. That was crazy. I won't film you, but yeah, do you want to just say a few words on what you just saw?
I can't because of where I work.
Oh, your job?
So yeah, I can't because of where.
But
I'm really sorry.
You've seen this quite a lot, no?
I don't see it. That's actually the first instance that I have seen.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't comment on.
Crazy, buddy, you're attacking me. Yeah. As you've just heard, people are too afraid to speak out. This is the kind of society that we're living in. I went back to speak to illegal migrants. This went on for a couple minutes, but this was the end of the conversation. You can film in public. Look at the law. Just go on Google.
This is not public. This is my face.
Bro, we're in a public area. You can film in public. Mate, just go on Google and you can search it. Learn the law, mate. Fucking hell, guys. It's so aggressive these people get. They live in the street and they tell you you can do this and that in your own country. Absolutely crazy. They're getting angry because I was filming in public. What I usually do, guys. And this is what happens. This is the ag you get. Fucking hell. Crazy. I mean, look, they're in a difficult situation. 40 of them coming on small boats, but they come here, act aggressive. There's definitely got to be a safeguarding issue, just having these aggressive, all military-aged men on the street. They don't want to be filmed. I mean, look, you've got people in public filming it. I mean, what an absolute mess. Manchester City Council have done nothing about it. And you got men just loitering, thinking they own the street. One man said to me, this is his house. And it's like, mate, you're in the public area. And yeah, I mean, look at all of this. Welcome to Manchester, guys. Bloody hell. After all of that, it was clear the migrants weren't willing to talk. So I decided to hear from the public instead.
This is just a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you get like this? Do you get this sort of stuff a lot in Manchester?
Oh yeah.
Really? What's the homeless situation like?
Oh, it's bad. They're all over it, sure.
Yeah.
I've just seen a man down there asleep with no socks and shoes on.
What do you reckon should be done with this amount? I mean, I think there's about 40 just here.
Oh, I don't know. Once a skip coming and put them all in skip.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they should be moved on and housed into those 4-star hotels that we hear about?
God, I don't know. It's an eyesore though, isn't it? It's a shithole.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like the first thing you see when you come off the tram, and yeah, Manchester's meant to be this new up-and-coming city.
It's like a bit mad how they're all together like that. It's just so many of them together, like, you know. That's council put them there for them.
So you heard it from that man now. He said it was a bit of an eyesore for the people who are obviously local, coming off the tram on the way to work. This is what they see. Seems like this man has a bicycle, so somehow he's managed to get one. But man, look at this. It's absolutely filling the whole part of this town. They've literally pitched up. I mean, it is quite orderly, as you can tell, but you know, something's got to be done. I mean, look at that. Isn't it, mate? Yeah, he agrees. I mean, I don't know how long it's been here for, but I think there are actually more tents here than the London one back in the summer. I mean, look at that. I don't know who supplies them, because if you look down here, some of these red ones are all the same, so I'm guessing they had some sort of charity. I mean, look at that. He's got bottles everywhere. He's growing his own cress. Seems a bit switched on. Yeah, but bloody hell, look at that. Absolutely filled this area. And everyone I walk past is just looking at it, they're saying, what is this? But this is what's going on in Manchester city centre. This one's written his name or something. How long have you seen the tent encampment behind us for?
To be honest, I come into Manchester about once a week for work, so this is actually the first time I've seen it. But
right. What's your first impressions of it?
I mean, it's so much better for the people than being, you know, on the street in the cold and unsheltered. So yeah, I'm here for it.
But I mean, obviously, like we're in the city centre and they're intense. Do you think they should be sent somewhere else or given some sort of accommodation? Do you think?
100%. I think they should be given accommodation. But you know, as horrendous as it is, this is sort of the best of a bad case scenario.
I come into Manchester at least 3 days a week, and my office is just over there, so I see the tents on a regular basis.
Right. Has it got worse, or is this kind of the amount we tend to see?
No, it's definitely gotten worse. I mean, over the years, I can't say I'd actually noticed the tents.
Right.
And now they're very visible. There's lots more than there was over the last few years. It sort of jumps out at you when you come off the tram, and I've never noticed. I think I've noticed that over the last 5 or 6 months in particular.
Outside the town hall, I'm guessing they want some sort of housing. I'm not sure if they actually are from England itself, but
well, everyone needs an house, don't they?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. I don't blame him, but it's like there's a queue, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I don't need to try to bully the council. I don't know. I really don't, tell you the truth.
Do you think they should be living here though, Manchester city centre? Like, is this the place to be?
I mean, it's not very safe. It's not great. You know, homeless or not, it's not a very safe city. But you know, I think the council could be doing more. There's, you know, new builds, there's hotels, there's hostels, there's homeless shelters, but they just don't seem to want to help.
Yeah, but a lot of people do argue at the minute that the taxpayer will be forking out for that. Do you think they should be doing that? I mean, should it be coming out of the local people's pocket to house these people?
I mean, I think we pay a lot of taxes anyway. It makes me wonder where that money goes and why it's not going on people in the first place.
Yeah. Do you see a lot of issues within Manchester in general, and you kind of wonder where is the tax money going?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of makes you think, you know, what is the tax being spent on, and why is it not going on people? Especially with the government trying to take away from, you know, like libraries and kids' school dinners and stuff. You think, well, where is my tax going?
It's sad for them to be on the street, but do you think there's also like a safety concern for the local public who are just, you know, seeing it every day and don't know who these people are who are living on their streets?
Personally, I don't think so. It's very, very quiet. You never see any problems or anything like that. And I think it's probably a little bit unfair to think that all the problems could come from these people sleeping in these tents.
Yeah.
They're obviously very vulnerable. They're in a really bad position, and I feel really sorry for them.
Yeah.
They should be helped in some way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the council have tried to move them on at all, but if they do, where do you think they should go?
I don't know, but there's got to be some kind of accommodation somewhere. People should have a roof over their heads. It's the 21st century.
Yeah. A lot of people argue that the taxpayer will have to fork out for that. Do you think that they should be doing that, or?
I think we've got a duty of care. They're in our country. So, yeah, that might not be a popular opinion, but you can't leave people out on the streets.
Yeah, for you, this is more like a humanitarian crisis that's going on. And
that would be my view, definitely. And something does need to be done, but it shouldn't be to punish these people. It just should be help them get off the street and work out why they're here in the first place. They might not even be immigrants, we don't know.
Bloody hell, guys. It's got to be some sort of a health and safety concern here. You got pigeons eating their leftover food. I mean, what is going on here? Bloody hell. As you can see here, this is kind of the entrance to the town hall, and it seems like they put this fencing here to kind of make sure that the homeless people don't actually get that close to the building. I mean, this is meant to be just a normal walkway for the public, but because of just the scale that we're seeing, they've actually had to fence it all off and put them a bit more forward, and that's why they have this here. I don't think they're actually doing any kind of construction at all.
It's not these guys' fault.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, really. I mean, we're meant to be living in a first world country, and yet we've got, it's like Skid Row, it's like America.
But you mentioned first world country, but we're bringing third world problems to the UK. I mean, is it our responsibility to be looking after these people?
I would say so. You know, I mean, we've got some of the richest people in the world living here, avoiding tax. Really, it's not these guys' fault. I mean, if you think about the history of the British Empire and colonialism, we're probably the reason that these guys are here, to be honest.
So you feel like tax money should be spent housing them, or, you know, should be spent elsewhere?
Well, taxpayers not meaning us. I mean, the people at the top who are avoiding it. Say you put a wealth tax on the top 10% of earners, you'd get billions and billions of revenue that could be spent bettering our lives as well as these people's lives.
Yeah, I think these guys are meant to be refugees, but say, for example, the homeless, just in general in Manchester, I've seen a lot today. Is that just an ongoing issue that's happening here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, rent prices are constantly going up. More and more people are getting homeless. Refugees keep coming in. There's conflicts all around the world because governments like ours and like America's have been destabilizing these countries for years and years and years throughout history, and creating these environments where people have to flee their homes and come over here, and it just creates more aggression. They can exploit us more if the working class in Britain are focused on hating the refugees, the people who are worse off than us. But we get distracted, caught up in racism, and it distracts us from who our real enemy is, which is the upper class.
I've had a count of how many tents actually are, and there's around 40. So you can imagine if there was a small boat and 40 come across the channel every single day, you can imagine this would be the amount that would come over. And they can't even be housed in Manchester. So how can you house the amount of so-called asylum seekers and refugees that are coming over on these small boats? I mean, just seeing it here on the street really puts it in perspective, and you can just tell how out of hand it is getting. I mean, this is what happens when you have open borders, you let anyone and everyone come into the country. You're going to end up getting cities just like this. I mean, this is just in Manchester, but what other city is next? Just down the road is the migrant camp, but just here is the public toilet that they'll have to use. And I just went in and there's a security guard working there. I mean, when have you ever seen a security guard in a public toilet funded by the taxpayer? And I just went in there and spoke to her. She said because there's lots of antisocial behaviour and drug taking that goes on if she wasn't there. But just down the road is 40 undocumented men. I mean, how can you possibly have them there? There's definitely got to be a safeguarding issue. That's the closest place for them to use the toilet. And when have you ever seen that? Security guard in a public toilet.
Just a bit concerned really, because it's so cold and a bit worried.
Yeah, obviously there's a human aspect. It's very sad that they're on the streets, but there's also a concern that we don't know who these people are, and walking past here, is there also a safety concern for the public, do you think?
Yeah, well, I don't know who they are, do you?
Yeah, no, not at all. They wouldn't want to talk to me,
No, so I don't know. It's just that they look like they're well clothed. They look like they've got food in the tents, but I haven't got a clue. I don't know. I'm just going to work in the town hall now, and maybe I'll ask them, see if they know.
Yeah.
But yeah, very concerning.
Yeah, I mean, right by the town hall, it's not something you see. This is not something we see often in Manchester city centre.
Building with the celebrations of, the lovely lanterns, isn't it? Of a Chinese New Year, and then this. I just very concerned.
Yeah.
I did actually speak to one of the guys that was sat here yesterday, and he said that he was just keeping warm and he had nowhere to live.
Yeah.
So that's all I know. I don't know where they've come from or anything.
I'm not sure the reason why they came here or what they're doing here, but do you think we should house these people? I mean, if they're not on the street in these tents?
Definitely, yeah. Just if there's some empty buildings, or if anybody can help, but maybe they're just trying to prove a point. I don't know, maybe they don't want to be housed. We have no idea, do we? Yeah. Okay.
Cheers, thank you. No worries. So that lady's literally off to work. I mean, what is going on? Literally outside an office building, and they've put this fence in here just to keep them away from where people literally go to work. But there's also a public library, I mean, like just here, just around the corner here. I mean, just unbelievable. How is this even happening? I mean, there's like 40 of them here. They're coming and going. As you said, they have clothes and food. Some of them, I don't know if any of them work at all, but this is where they're living and this is where they've kind of been camped out. But yeah, apparently they've been here for months, and Manchester's literally done nothing about it. It's pretty shocking, not going to lie. Is this your first time seeing the tent encampment behind us?
No, I live in Manchester. It's been here for months.
Yeah, what's been the kind of locals' feelings towards it?
Well, you get the would-be, very selfish if you ask me, activists in inverted commas who have actually been providing tents for people who have been granted asylum, but all across the country. And then these people have encouraged them to come to Manchester to live in a tent in winter. And, I mean, they want to come to Manchester as well.
Yeah.
But really, they would have all been offered accommodation in the towns and cities that they came from in Britain, where they got their asylum granted. But they're here now, and I know there's a possession order for them on Tuesday for the City Council to take back possession, which is a bit weird because it does own it already. And so it may be cleared away.
Do you think Britain itself at the minute are incentivising people to take asylum here, and obviously they get the refugee status, which is 5 years on top of that?
Well, I don't know whether incentivising. I think it's a very different situation. I mean, we're obviously an English-speaking country, So therefore, if a lot of people have got speak English, or also maybe have relatives here, then probably that's an incentive to come. I mean, I'm not with Tony Blair. I don't want an ID card for everybody. I see what he's trying to get at with that. But yeah, I don't think it's incentivised as such. I think obviously they want to come here because it must be such a lovely place. Hardly though, if you have to live in freezing cold weather out here. Yeah. But yeah, no, it needs to go. I mean, this is amenity for the city. It's not right that they're here. It's not right that one of the most beautiful arcades in the city is now behind Harris fencing there. That's all wrong.
A lot of the people I've spoken to so far have been very sympathetic for the people living here. I mean, they go past it every day on their way to work, on their way home, and have to see it, and nothing's been getting done. A lot of the people have said to me that they've been here for months and months, and it's literally filled up this whole side of town.
It's quite mad, isn't it, to be fair, seeing it like this. Like,
yeah,
I've been down here before and I've never seen this like this. Yeah. It's not good for the fucking community and stuff, is it? But at the same time, it's what it is. It's our government for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there are refugees and migrants living here. We have our own homeless on the streets. Do you think it's fair to say that everyone should be housed and put in these hotels that we hear about?
To an extent, yeah, but it's what the community wants. It's what Manchester wants, isn't it? It's not what they say. It's what the community wants, isn't it? That's all I think about it, mate. That's my views.
Yeah, just homelessness in general, do you think it's getting worse and worse? We've seen it, throughout the UK at the minute.
Definitely an uprise throughout the UK, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's the government to blame, isn't it?
Yeah, you think they're not doing enough to help the locals?
Definitely not. They need to get the right party in and they'll sort it out. Someone like Donald Trump, but for our country,
yeah,
that's what we want.
Like Farage, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. UKIP. That's it, bro, definitely.
After speaking with the public, I did try to speak to the migrants again, who were coming and going from the tents, but this was the usual response.
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Just where you're from, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But I don't show your face.
No, I can't.
Alright guys, so I managed to speak to a lot of the Manchester public today. I didn't manage to speak to the migrants living here. You saw how aggressive they can get just by talking to them, and even if you get close and try to film them, they try to attack you, and that's what they did to me. I mean, I know they're fleeing wars and taking refuge in the UK, but there's surely got to be a health and safety concern. One for them just living here, but the other just for the general public who are walking here every day. I mean, it's not safe for anyone. And you see the kind of housing crisis that we are witnessing, and should these people be housed in the hotels, or is there another question about whether they should even be here? I mean, what a day in Manchester. I didn't expect to see this, but this was the Manchester migrant camp. I'll see you for the next one.